how's everybody doing? Again, the season has ended. I think all I'm gonna do is get this one character leveled up. I wasn't playing this for the season, but get this one leveled up to 70, and then I might play another game instead of Diablo. And what I got is I got access to one episode. It's called UFOs Over Earth. It appears to be from the Discovery Channel, and the episode I got, the description of it, if you looked on YouTube, you might be able to find more episodes, but it's what I have access to without really any extra money, so I'm gonna watch it. I haven't seen it before, at least I don't remember it, and it's started out with a quote: "The universe is not only stranger than we imagine, it is stranger than we can imagine." And this is from Sir Arthur Eddington, English astronomer, 1882 to 1944. But let's be honest, if he saw a modern age teenager in a miniskirt with an Apple phone, he'd probably burn her for being a witch. So, really, how much can we put on that guy? Okay. Yeah, looks like we can go to number 2. Oh, hey, some good news. That one guy, they did catch him. And I was watching some of the stuff. I fell asleep, and when I woke up, it was they broke the news on Morning Joe, and I had that on, and I don't mind watching it. And if I fall asleep in it, I really don't feel too bad about it. And but when I woke up, they were basically talking. They had him. They got him. He wasn't. It sounds like he didn't shoot when they captured him. They like let loose a police dog on him, and and I think it's bad when they use those dogs like that, but I also think it's bad when these scumbags break out of prison. So, while I think it's evil, it might be the lesser of two evils, and it you got to kind of look at it as war. It's horrible, but it's better than the alternative. And it sounds like at least some of his family members are going to get deported. And then what was funny, this cracked me up. Maybe it's not funny, but this cracked me up. He escaped from a county facility, and I think it's the governor. And they were talking to him, and they asked him a question about like what changes we made, how did he get out, that kind of. And he said, "Look," he goes, "the way we do things in this state might be different than other states," but he goes, "That was a county facility." He goes, that is not run by the state government, it's run by the county government. And he said, "I am going to let you ask all those questions of them." And he goes, and he specified, he goes, "They're going to answer this, that, and the other thing." And then he said, if they, any help they need in processing these or coming up with solutions, he goes, "We will gratefully provide on request." He goes, "But this is their business. Unless we're invited, we're not going to interfere." And then after that, so it was after he basically said, "Yeah, this is the county's problem. We will help them in any way they ask us to, but we're not going to try and micromanage basically, and the thing I liked about that is when you look at the Flint, Michigan, I think it was Flint, the Republicans came in and just included everything, and it ended up with a lot of people getting elected. And so he wasn't going to do that. This was on them, and they're happy to help if asked for help, but they are not going to try and micromanage it. And but they started asking another question, and it was like they had like a working understanding of how things were going to be, because I have no idea. He must be with the state police, but I have no idea what his title or position is. I don't know if he's the head guy or just the head guy at that press conference. But when they started asking the question about 3 or 4 words into it, that guy just started approaching to the mic, because he was standing kind of to the left, back and to the left. You know, like the old kind of back and to the left, back and to the left. And he was standing back there. He just started stepping up to the mic, and there was absolutely no flinching, no look of resentment, no surprise. The governor seemed to be an understanding. Yeah, this is when you're going to answer. And it was funny because they were asking basically like, well, how are you sure that he will not get away again? And the guy goes, yeah, I can tell you. Well, he's in our custody. He will not be going anywhere. he was just a matter of factly, yeah, he's not going anywhere. I gotta finish watching it. It was, I don't know when it was recorded. All I can tell you is it is the last episode of Ancient Aliens that I recorded. And they were talking about Secrets of the Deep. It's one of those ones where what they do is they take one episode and they make it up from multiple episodes. So it's like a top 10 or greatest hits or something like that. And I don't know if it was top 10 or top 5, but it was Great Mysteries of the Deep or something like that. And see, I don't remember now. It might be that I heard about this and just don't remember it. That's entirely possible. But what do we got here? What do we got here? Yeah, we're gonna wait a little bit, I think. Okay, this one's got to wait until I get up to, I might be able to, attack speed. I think I'll just wait until I get up to 52, because I'm not that far from it. that dialysis is really having an effect on him. Not having it. He slept most of yesterday, and he's sleeping a lot today. He might be up now, but I kind of completely sympathize with this. He slept most of yesterday, and then he was up late. He was absolutely up late, and I went through this. Sometimes the yard work, it was more the winter stuff. When I would go out the first couple of years I was back, if I went outside and did the snow and stuff, it would sometimes screw me up where I'd sleep all day and then be up all night. That Lemuria, that was mentioned in there. And like I said, that was something at least as far as I can tell, that's something I just recently, but they were talking about that. But to be fair, though, there was a number of seasons of that I wasn't watching. I was watching other stuff. And when I got sick and I got back and I started watching, there's probably like at least 3 to 5 seasons of that I never watched. And they were talking about that. They talked about Atlantis, and the one thing that got me, I really, I'm actually getting some traction. I don't know if they're watching, maybe watching it for 5 minutes and then calling it quits. But I'm gonna save a lot of this for when I do the Minecraft streams, because I don't want to put it. Now, if the other one gets real popular, I'll be happy to turn everything I do into a podcast. But when I do the Minecraft streams, and it could be the Minecraft, it could be the bullshit. I really don't know. But if it becomes popular, fuck, I'll try to turn everything. I know how it is. For everybody out there, I appreciate it. It's shit. It might be entertaining shit, but it's shit.
I need more hatred to do that.
I think it's called Private Parts. It's the movie they made about Howard Stern, and I can't remember if he played himself in that or not. I got who they had doing it, but it was the movie they did about Howard Stern, his rise to the king of all media, and but there was a point in there because he had people at MSN or NBC that wanted him fired. This would have been back when he was kind of a nobody, and he was basically, they would tell him what to do and he'd ignore it and just kind of do it his way, malicious compliance, I think is how they refer to it. They didn't really have, I don't think they had a name for it back then. The king of all media might have created the term, but they would tell him to do something and he would follow their orders. He would follow the letter of their orders, if not the spirit of their orders. And they tend to refer to that as malicious compliance. And I can kind of respect that. I really can. And let's run around Rosie, yeah. But there's a scene in there. It's when the ratings came out, and they were sure that they were going to have enough to fire him based on the ratings. His ratings were through the roof, and they're like, they go, the people who like him watch for, or listen to him because it was radio. The people that like him listen on average, it was like 20 or 40 minutes was the average. And they go, well, why are they listening? And the guy goes, number one answer, to see what he's going to say next. And they go, now the people who don't like him, the ones that call him to complain, and the guy that wanted to fight, I'm trying to think, I wish I could remember the guy's name. I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. They call him Pig Vomit. That was a name that they said that that Howard Stern made up for him, and he just got where he just called him to his face. Pig Vomit.
Do that.
And as soon as he said, well, yeah, the people who don't like him, and he goes, yeah, this is what we need, this is what we need. On average, they listen to him for like well over an hour. The people who didn't like him listened to him far longer than the people who said they liked him. And he was confused. He's like, why on earth are they listening to him? And the guy just sounded surprised. He's like, number one answer is see what he's gonna say next. And that could be. And you know what? With everything going on, I'll take it. If you've got people that don't like me or just listening to see what kind of shit I'm going to say next, or having an episode to see how it's I can live with that. Because my streaming is just not that good. I appreciate however people are coming to this. Somebody made a comment, and I just want to throw this out there. I got to try and do it on the other one too. But somebody asked about something in one of the podcasts they did. So I don't know if he's watching it here. He's got to be watching it on YouTube because he commented there. But I don't know if he's watching it on YouTube, if he's watching it as a podcast, or maybe he saw it here and went over there to comment. But there was something about an app. And he was asking something about which app, and I gotta be completely honest, I have no idea what he's talking about. I really don't. And if you ask questions like that, and I'm not trying to be a dick, I'm just, and that's because I had to leave him a message. Instead of being able to answer his question, I had to ask for clarification, which is what I'm doing now. But I told him, I have these health issues, and I go, and it could be tomorrow, maybe last night I understood it, today I don't. Yesterday when I was fielding the question, I didn't understand it. I go, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I go, if you could give me an example, if you could explain what app you're talking about, because I have no idea. I talk about a lot of different shit, especially if I'm lightheaded. And that's the thing, like when I'm lightheaded, I don't always remember the stuff I do, and I apologize for that. But I told him, I go, if you can tell me what you're talking about, or if you can give me the exact timestamp that my comment was made, I go, I would be more than happy to answer you a little more specifically. But I said, so I go, I really don't know what you're talking about. But now, every now and then, I think I do mention the Threads app, and that is where I don't use Twitter anymore. I occasionally use it because there's a few people I like to reach out to, and they're not on Threads yet. Those boomers need to get moved over to. I'm not a boomer. I think I'm technically Gen X, but I think I'm an elder Gen X, but I'm technically a Gen X. I'm not a boomer. And so listen to your elders here. What you need to do is and it's my personal account that I do. It's not a gaming account, and I gotta be honest with you. For a lot of reasons, I try to keep my gaming and my private stuff separate. I really do. And so what you need to do is, I'm not going to do this every day. I'll do my shout outs for the call to action, but if that is something you're interested in, if I had the money, I would just get a second app. Or I get a, like if I was actually able to work and I had
My
the money,
hatred is too
making
low.
like close to what I made before, what I do is I would keep my prepaid phone, which I have now, and I would go get a regular phone. I just and then what I would do is I would use the prepaid for apps. I might not have a phone on it, but I would keep it so that I could use the apps. And I really don't cost that much. Maybe I can keep it for emergency use or something too. But I would use it for gaming or something like that, or for my personal stuff. And then what I would do is I would get like a Cricket phone or something like that, and I would put all my like I'd use one for private and one for gaming apps. And then, but right now, what you could do is you could reach out the threads. And there's got to be a thing on there where you can make like upgrade suggestions or whatever. Basically, ask them to get something set up like what Twitter had, so you can switch between like a personal account and a gaming account, because that was the main reason why I did that on Twitter. I was able to create a second Twitter account just for my gaming stuff. And but have them do that, have them figure out some way where you can switch back and forth. And they got to be careful, because they do not want to get sued by Elon Musk. They do not want to give him, even in the gray area, a legitimate reason to sue them for stealing their stuff. But like they need a way where you can basically manage multiple accounts, and maybe they got something for Instagram that they just need to port over. That I don't know, but like, because if they do that, if they get an easy way for me to switch where I don't have to type in a shitload of passwords or even go to the hassle of logging in, I will more than likely create a gaming account on there. But I really, and I fail. I get that. I fail. I let you guys down, and I apologize for that. I sincerely do. But I am trying to keep politics out of my gaming environment. And like I said, I fail. I get that. And but and I want to continue that. I do a lot of politics on my private stuff, and and I got to be honest with you. If I had both, I still don't think I'd want, but I at least feel a little more free about doing it. But since that would be the only way for you to contact me on Threads right now, I don't want to subject any. If you got anybody that's here for the UFO stuff, I respect that. I just don't want to subject them to my brand of politics, and the sad thing is, the people that are in the UFO community, I might be a little too far to the right. They might be a little left me, where usually I have a problem being a little to the left of the people that are on the internet, seem to want to bitch. But with the UFO stuff, it could be entirely possible I'm a little further to the right. I just don't want to subject that to them. I want to, like, for this one here, I'm actually enjoying talking about the UFO stuff. You know, and if it ever happens where people, you know, like, you know, I actually have a few people that, you know, it's real small, but I have a few people that leave comments as much as I can. Now, if I start getting slammed with a whole bunch of comments, I probably won't be able to respond to them all. But right now, it might take me, because I usually get on like a couple times a week, and I've been kind of slacking. I just haven't been feeling that good. But as much as I can, I will get on here and or get on YouTube, and I will respond to the comments. I really will. And you know, and you don't even have to, you know, it ain't even me. You know, if you get on there, if a bunch of you get on there, you might have other people that'll comment on it. You know, you might absolutely have that, and get a discussion going on YouTube or whatever. But yeah, if I ever get to where I can have a gaming one, I'll definitely put that out there. But I can't see the point of making one and not being, because as it is, you know, people might very nicely leave comments, and it takes me sometimes a week to get back to them. And I apologize for that, but I'm literally doing the best I can with it. And what do we got here? Ooh, life after each kill. Shitload more damage. I think we're gonna upgrade. But no, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but I think I got like, I don't even know how many minutes, but I got into a few segments. Because I might have, because I'm basically fixing my lunch. I might have to watch it again to start over. They were talking about Lemuria, the lost continent of Mu, or something like that. And
Diablo was the youngest of the primevals, but I found him the most dangerous, for his power over terror left him incapable of feeling fear. Though he had easily possessed and corrupted many humans, Diablo's essence was finally trapped in the Soul Stone and banished to the
I gotta turn this down. Oh no. Oh, I don't have anything on that. Oh my god, the TV sounds so much louder. I thought I had it turned up. I haven't unpaused the thing I was gonna watch. I'll just focus on the game here. But
Not enough hatred. My hatred is too low.
Could we find more like that?
Oh, yeah. The the cat. I had my donut, and she came and I had fallen asleep. She came in and snuggled right up with me, and then kind of woke me up. Well, then I noticed after a few minutes, she snuggled right up with me. Yesterday when I woke up, I moved my head and I bumped into her with my head. She was laying on the. I gotta look around and find an old pillowcase or something, and because what she did was she she snuggled up on my pillow. Well, she won't lay on. I got two pillows. Well, that one, the one of the pillow cover was in the wash. And she snuggled up on a pillow. Well, when we got two pillows, she won't lay on them for very long. I don't think she likes laying on a naked pillow. I think she prefers to have, like a pillow cover on it. And, so I need to get another pillow cover because it's like I really didn't mind it. And then she left a big old clump of hair on my shoulder. I'm gonna say she was marking herself right for the other cat, and she kind of cracked me up yesterday. Okay, the other two call to actions that I'm doing right now, and these ones I'm going to try and mention every day. I'm not going to do it every day where I go into a lot of detail on it, but so just either look back at some of the older ones or just keep checking it. Sooner or later you get the full. Try not to judge it until you know the whole details. I did that. Oh, this was like a while ago. There's a story I always like to tell somebody, and I'll tell it to you. I'll probably do it in the next one because I should be probably over halfway done with the stream, but I'll try and save it for the next one if I don't forget. But it was a story I would tell, and I go, well, look, I'll tell you this story, but you can't judge me until I give you the full story, until I explain it. And then I told them, and then they're like, "Oh my God, how did that happen?" I go, "Well, I'm not going to explain it to you." And they go, "Well, you said I couldn't judge you until I explained it." I go, "Exactly." Usually that'll get a laugh out of them. But people would usually find that at least a little funny. And but anyways, right? Pretty much everybody. I mean, if you want to, this is not a deal breaker. This is not global warming or selling out our country to Russia or trying to overthrow the government. This This is one of those things where I can honestly see that, decent, reasonable people might not want to do it. But if you don't mind, reach out to everybody you vote for. I don't care if they're a dog catcher, and basically ask them to legalize assisted suicide. And I got health issues, and they don't seem to be getting any better. I watched my mom die in hospice, and she went, so many days without food. She went a few less days without really water. Homeless people are not treated worth the shit. People like me that are disabled, the vast majority of us, we do not get Mitch McConnell's disability program. We don't. If you are in the ruling class in this country, you can be disabled. Look at Mitch McConnell. You think of a job. You think of a real job that any of you have had. I don't care what it is. You think of any real job you've had. If you had that job and you would just freeze, working job. If you were working where you could get hurt running machines, if you're someone that every now and then is just going to veg out and freeze like that, you ain't going to get a job. Those are the kind of jobs I do. That's what I'm qualified to do. And I can tell you for a fact, the fact that I recently got lightheaded, fell, and broke my ankle, nobody in their right mind is going to want to hire me for the type of work I'm actually qualified to do. Nobody. Oh my God, you mean if you stand for 15, 20 minutes, you could pass out and get hurt? Yeah, next. And, with my memory in that rules out that kind of work anyways, and it rules out anything that would be less strenuous, but if I was a rich Republican, and the thing is, in the Senate, Dianne Feinstein, but here's the thing on that, and I will kind of give the Democrats a little bit, I'm not really giving anybody a pass. I'm not mad at them. I think this was settled back when there was this guy called Strom Thurmond. He was, there's a history on this, and again, I'm trying not to make things political, but Strom Thurmond was this guy from the Deep South, and he was a racist. I don't think there's any way I don't think there's any way, you can softball that. He was definitely a racist. And he was a Democrat. If I remember it, he was a Democrat. And then after World War II, Larry Bird was another one. He stayed a Democrat. He just grew up. But he was a Southern Democrat, and when the Democrats started moving away from racism, and Harry Truman kind of led the charge on that. And I consider this politics. I consider this factual history. Harry Truman, as president, he grew up in the KKK down in Missouri. That was his history. But as president, I believe he served in World War I. As a veteran and as a president, when he saw that our black servicemen were being lynched in their uniforms, after what we had, I'm not joking, this really fucking happened. This is the kind of reason why the Republicans don't want accurate history told. This is why they're making their big push to not teach the real history. They want to softball it. And the thing is, this isn't the first time I run. When I was working down in Indiana, you had some of these proto-MAGA people down there. When you'd start, they start running their mouth off about history, and when you'd start correcting them, they're like, you'd have to point out that our founding fathers were slave owners. some of them didn't want slavery. They just, again, they went along with it. And when you bring that up, they wouldn't say it out loud. They sometimes send you a private message. You're like, oh well, but there was one where it was out loud. It was for everybody. They go, well, why do you got to bring that stuff up? What stuff? He goes, we're talking about our founding fathers being slavers and stuff. And I told him, I go, it's been my vast experience that the truth only frightens stupid people. So I go, are you afraid of the truth? I go, is that something we got to hide? And he didn't really comment. He probably blocked me on Facebook. I don't care. If somebody's that fucking stupid, you feel free to block me. Seriously. But this is the shit going on now. They wanna whitewash, and I think that's an accurate term. They want to whitewash our history because, again, stupid people are generally afraid of the truth. And it's sad. Isaac Asimov used to talk. He was if you've ever heard of the iRobot series, or like the movie that Will Smith did, I think it was called iRobot. Asimov's the guy who wrote the books that was based on. He wrote the Foundation series. He wrote the Robot series. There's other stuff. Them are the ones that I actually read. And but the
training has paid off. I need to go back.
yeah, I'm gonna keep the life boost. But no, he wrote them. Well, he actually had a quote, and he basically made the comment that he was talking about the cult of ignorance, is what he referred to it as. And you have to look it up. I'm gonna try and get it as close as it is. But the cult of ignorance, it's always been with us, and I think he meant in the United States. But he goes, the cult of ignorance has always been with us. This belief that my ignorance is as good as your facts, or as good as your knowledge, and we have that now. You've got Tommy Tuberville, who is basically hurting our national security, because if he doesn't get his way, and there's even Republicans that are talking about this, they go, well, some of them aren't in office, they're, and that's the thing I found, there's a lot of these people, this is what I kind of find refreshing about,
I'm still waiting.
I kind of find refreshing about that, God, I can't think of the guy's name, he's a House Republican from Tennessee, I think, Beecher, something like that, him. He's talking like somebody that's already left office. He really is. And But we're seeing it a lot. You got, oh God, it was just the news. Again, I mean, again, I'm really gonna try, but I don't know how you can fucking get away from this. That Lauren Boebert, she just got, it's probably like a high school thing. I don't know. But she went somewhere, and I think it was the West Side Story or something like that. It was a play. You had these, well, she's in there fucking just being a disturbance. She was vaping and carrying on. They finally escorted her out. And, but there's people on the right that have even said, they're like, oh my God, you look at what some of these are doing. We're like, if they don't get that way, they're going to shut down the government. Or they're going to do this, that, or the other thing. And they go, what happens when somebody on the far left gets in there?
Now I understand.
And basically is going to threaten to shut the government down because they don't want military spending. And, or they want, a $25 minimum wage. And if they don't get it, they're going to shut down the government. They're going to hold up military promotions. They said this is just beyond the pale. And they're absolutely right. This is the thing that Republicans don't seem to understand. And again, right now, there's a thing going on that's real similar to what they did in Ohio. They've got the Twitter quotes from McCarthy where he's basically stating that Nancy Pelosi can't do an impeachment unless they have a full House vote. Said she just can't dictate it. So they did. When they did their impeachments, they passed it by a full House vote. Because you only need a majority. You don't need a super majority like in the Senate. So she did. She did the vote, but he said, you can't just order it up. You got to have a vote. Well, now they're changing the rules because he found out he doesn't have the votes. It's because if he had the votes, he'd call it. He'd get a vote. But so he's going to do an impeachment on Biden, and he doesn't have the votes. And then the other thing is, just like the Office of Legal Counsel did a memo, I think they did 3 memos, 2 for and 1 against. But they did a memo stating that a president can't be charged with a crime while he's in office. So we have to wait until he's out of office. And, when Trump was president, the Office of OLC at the Department of Justice, they basically issued a ruling that if they bring an impeachment without a full House vote, it's not legitimate, and the Department of Justice will not cooperate, won't turn over anything that's asked for. They just won't. Well, since they got that ruling from the Trump presidency, I really hope that they honor it. They say, look, we didn't write the rule, but we're going to follow it. This is something you Republicans did. But again, now that they're in office, they did the same thing in Wisconsin. They lost. They had that fucking half mental fucking defect, Scott Walker, in there. Well, when he got voted out, when Wisconsin came to their senses and elected somebody good in there, well, in his lame duck section, the Republicans started passing all these rules, taking away the authority of governor. And then what they figured is, well, as soon as we get the governorship back, we'll just vote it back. But they did. They started changing the law so that the new governor did not have the same powers as the old governor. This is corrupt. This is absolutely corrupt. And that's what they're doing now. They're like, oh, well, hey, we told Nancy she had to have a vote, but we don't need a vote. Fuck it. We don't. We tried to steal the election. We tried to steal the election. We don't need. What was that line from Sundance? Badges. We don't need no rules. We don't need no fucking rules. And I really don't think I'm gonna do Belial because I got a feeling I'm gonna end up losing my character. I'm gonna go ahead and take a break. I'm actually gonna watch this UFOs over Earth, and maybe that's what I'll be talking about. Or I will try to watch that ancient aliens thing. But when I get on from Minecraft, I'll try and have something UFO to talk about. And hope everybody has a good day. It looks like the sun's coming out today. I don't know if it's me or the weather, but I am cold as shit. And I might have a sweatshirt on when we come back for the next one. Peace out, and I hope everybody has a good day.